All right.
Hi, Rossie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Miss Ruby, congratulations.
Yay!
That is so exciting. Thank you for jumping on a Zoom call. I just know that your story is going to inspire so many people. And so I wanted to get on here so we could do a quick interview and kind of hear your backstory behind this promotion that you did, Rallying to Ruby. And I've been waiting so long to say, Rossie is Ruby. And so
Yay!
congratulations. You know that I had prayed for you to join my team because I knew that this would be such a huge blessing to your family. And I knew we would have so much fun together because when you find something that is amazing, you can't not tell your friends, right? And so thank you for trusting me on this and joining. We're going to have so much fun.
Yes.
Anyway, and I'm always learning from you too. You're just my you inspire me and so many others daily.
Well, you too.
And I love that we're both hiding here because we have
Right?
14 kids between us. So, Rossie, will you tell a little bit about your story and why it is so amazing? I mean, the Ruby achievement alone is a great achievement, but why is yours so inspiring? I mean, you're so many people's favorite Plexus story. And why is that? Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, I started my Plexus business. Actually, I wasn't going to start Plexus because of a lot of different reasons, but the first and foremost was that we were not in a position to be able to even purchase the 35 or 34.95 to get into the business, let alone product. And so when you and Rhonda kind of explained how the business end of it works, I still was like, well, Bridget, I can't do it. I don't even have 34.95, and the reason for that was we had just moved from Montana to California, and we were at rock bottom, as far down as you can go. We had no home, we had no money. My husband was working, but we're feeding a family of 9, and barely were able to keep up. So our cousin loaned us a little 13-foot camper trailer, a sheep herder's trailer, for us to live in until we could get into a house. And so we parked it behind his shop, and that's where we were living. And when Bridget had approached me about starting the Plexus business, we had been in the camper trailer for 6 months. So it was like I was, all hope is lost, I'll do whatever it takes, but still, even just the 34, and some people can relate to that, even the 34.95 was a lot to me. And now normally we would never recommend it, and but there are exceptions, and because Bridget, I think she's one of my best friends, she sponsored me in, and so she allowed me to get my own website and start a business. And she also bought me my first welcome pack because in good conscience I could not sell something that I had not tried. So it was kind of that exception to the rule, and I tried the products and I was shocked because I actually have a hard time keeping weight on, and so I didn't understand that it's not necessarily a weight loss program, it's a regulating our body. And so I was shocked by the results that I was seeing, and so it was one of those things. I needed Plexus first and foremost to be a good business venture for us and for our family, but I also was so pleased to know that what I was selling was good stuff. Not that I didn't trust Bridget and Rhonda, I totally trust them, and that's why I even decided I would try it. And so that's kind of the backstory on how it started. So I started my Plexus business in a 13-foot camper trailer, living with 9. There were 9 of us in there, and halfway.
And you didn't even have a toilet. You
We
didn't
didn't
even
have a toilet
or a shower.
Yeah, we didn't have a toilet or a shower or a kitchen sink, no water. We parked behind our cousin's shop he's got like donkeys and stuff back there, and we parked back by the shop, and we were able to use his little bathroom, and that's where we did our dishes in the little sink and everything for that almost a year we were in that trailer. I had no Wi-Fi, and we were on such a tight budget even for our phones that I only had 3 gigs of data on my phone. So I had to start my Plexus business, living in that camper trailer with all those kids and with no Wi-Fi connection, just doing my little bit I could on my 3 gigs and then going back and checking my gigs. And
I would send Rossie videos, and because she couldn't watch the videos.
Yes.
Hold on, honey, I'm on a call. She couldn't watch the videos because it would take up too much data. So I would watch a video and say, here, Rossie, use this video. This is a good one to send your customer. Because she was working with what she had, and she would say, okay, Bridget, I'm going to go to Starbucks for a half an hour and use their Wi-Fi, you know, and I would get on my phone and we would work together. But I remember, Rossie, your family was at my house taking a little bit of a break. I think you stayed a week or so at my home, and just to kind of get a break from the trailer, let the kids run around. And I had just gone gold. And I know you didn't even know what that meant. I was just like, oh, I'm just trying to promote in my company to gold, and you were cheering me on, but had no idea. And I wasn't even pressuring you because I knew you had a lot going on, but just kind of sharing my story with you. But this goes back to, you took a road trip with Rossie. Rossie and I are a little bit outside the box, and we took a road trip with our children and actually went to Rhonda's house to visit. And Rhonda, I think, was about a silver or gold at the time. And she would, you know, I was on Plexus already. I loved what I was feeling, but I would never, ever, ever do Plexus. And I even told Rossie as we were driving, I said, you know, it's just not for me. I've done all at other MLMs when we were first married. And I know that Rhonda does great with it, but it's just not for me. And Rossie said, yeah, not for me either. I couldn't do that either. And so we just have to look back at how we know that Rhonda was praying for us. And when I joined, Rhonda said it was just an answer to prayer for her. And we started praying for Rossie just because we knew what it would do for her family. And I know, Rossie, it was not an easy journey. I mean, the Lord was already preparing us. And just I looked back at how we visited Rhonda and how I've met you and our kids, and now what the future holds for our families. But as far as, I know there were many times where you felt, you know, you saw Rhonda and I climbing the ranks, and you felt, you know, Bridget, this is still not for me. I just don't think I can do it. And there was many times you wanted to quit. And I would just try to encourage you. Can you kind of hit on that? Because I know people get to those points.
Yeah, and there was a lot of reasons I probably wanted to quit every day. But in my mind, I'm thinking the $34.95 has already been paid. Like, it's already been paid. I have a year just to see what happens, you know? But some of the struggles were in those first few months. You know, Bridget sponsored me in, but I couldn't afford to keep going on the products. And to be honest, when my first 3 months after that initial welcome pack was gone, I didn't even purchase another triplex or anything because we needed that money. And so we used that money. And that's what I love about Plexus, is that you're not roped in. It's not something that goes, I've had bad experiences with MLMs. And so I love that I didn't have to even buy anything. My first goal was to find one preferred customer, make me commission qualified so I can cash in on a check every month and I can help pay for whatever bills or whatever. So, but on a daily basis, you know, you run into the naysayers, especially when you're starting up. All those people there, they can be so mean sometimes, you know? So it's nice that our uplines and Bridget and Rhonda were so supportive in that. And then another thing I think was one of my biggest struggles was how to juggle it all. I love homeschooling. It's my passion. It's my joy. I would homeschool everybody's kids, and that's what I really wanted to do. So
you do.
I love it. Yes, I love it. So it was hard to feel like, where in the world am I going to squeeze this in? And, you know, finding those little corners of times in those few minutes where I could just, you know, get in a couple Plexus minutes and, you know, just that balancing act and how to do it all. And also coming to a place where you realize that Plexus, this business, is benefiting my family in the long run. You know, sometimes it took away for a little bit, you know, of time that I could spend with my kids. But in the end, it's benefiting my kids and it's making their lives richer. Not because of money, but just because it was easier. We're out of a camper trailer now. We're living in a trailer house. So we upgraded. But you never know, you know, just anyway. So I wanted to quit on a daily basis. And, you know, it was good to have that constant encouragement, surrounding yourself with people that do encourage you, and learning how to, I love what Ame Darlene said in one of our meetings, that to learn to quack like a duck, let everything roll off of you. And so learning that helped too. So those are some of the things, the juggling, the financial end of it, and the naysayers are probably the main reasons why I wanted to quit on a daily basis. So.
And, I went over your house not too long ago, and when you're friends with people, you just like open people's fridge, Rossie and I are very close like that. And so I just opened her fridge, see what she had to eat. And her fridge was stocked, just full of food. And she said, Bridget, look at that. For me to be able to go and buy, I think you're a meal planner. Did you buy like a month worth of food at one time with one of your checks?
Yep.
And you said, Bridget, what a blessing this has been. Feeding a family of 9. Rossie never goes out to eat. She always makes her children's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, gourmet. That's just Rossie, okay? And the food that she had for a month, I mean, she used to go. I remember you saying every couple of days you would go. Every time you guys would get paid, you would go and get a little bit more food and plan the next couple meals. But just that kind of a blessing was huge to your family. And so you've been just an inspiration, because there's a lot of families that go through this kind of stuff. So, and now that you haven't quit, Rossie has built a great team, a team that is growing, a team that under her is even ranking up. And you are going to be seen, you're pretty close to ranking to senior Ruby. And the next is Emerald, which is a 6-figure income. A yearly trip to Hawaii. So not only will you be, us taking little vacations here and there, but our families can go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And just think of what that can do. And I know your heart is forgiving. And you, even when you had nothing, Rossie, you would give the shirt off your back. And we all know that. Those that know you know that. And so I can't wait to see what the Lord is going to do through you with the vehicle of Plexus, and what that can do for your giving heart. And so I'm excited. I'm so glad that you're on this journey. And, I don't know if you have any final words of encouragement to anyone that is going through some hard times, or maybe even doesn't know if this business is for them. I know that comparison has been something that a lot of people have struggled with, watching certain people rank faster than others. Can you touch on some of that before we end this call?
Yes, I have learned a few things. Number one being, everybody's telling you to develop your why, and learning how important that is. If your why is so big, and bigger than anything else, it keeps you motivated to go. It means that your why is bigger than those naysayers. Your why is bigger than, the financial hardship. Your why is so big that all those other things fall short. And making your why emotional, that's something that really stuck with me too from when we went to convention, is attaching an emotional connection to your why. My why was my family, and I wanted to provide for them. And, so the why is so important. And I know it's one of those things, if you've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times, but it is so important. And that's what was my driving force. That, and Bridget invested $34.95 in me, and I was not about to let that go to waste. So, and
I wasn't going to let you quit.
No, you weren't going to let me quit, and which I'm so thankful for, and then also remembering that I don't have to do it all myself. This going to Ruby was a very humbling experience for me, because there wasn't much I could do. We were to a certain point in there, my hands were tied, and it was my team. I have an incredible team that rallied behind me, and they wanted to see this team go Ruby. And so it was them and them moving and shaking. And so realizing that you can't do it by yourself. So to even think or have that thought, I just can't do it, you're right. You can't. You need a team. And that's what, finding one person. I might not know a billion people, but I might know one person who knows a billion people. And,
yes.
So going for that and all that.
Right.
That one.
I always say that. It's who do you know that knows people,
Yes.
And so that's the beauty of network marketing. And, I know you touched really quick before we end this call on how I sponsored you in. That's very rare. That's something that you would do for somebody, because you don't want that attrition. You sponsor people in and then they fall off.
Yeah.
But I knew Rossie and I kind of had this thing like, look, if I help you get in, well, you know, give it all you've got, because I really believe that you can do this. You can build a team that can do this. And so we kind of had that, you know, that was a rare
Yes.
incident. But you know, we say to be a product of the product as well. I think that everybody should be able to, you have to have belief in the company, you have to have belief in the product, you have to have belief in the compensation plan, and obviously belief in yourself to even make this work. But with Rossie's situation, being homeless and happy, mind you, I want to say she was full of grace during this whole time, and just to watch her faith throughout the whole thing was just a blessing to me and just ministered to me. And when I wanted to complain about being in a small house, I didn't dare complain, because I would think of Rossie. And she really was homeless and happy. And, you know, but she was going through some things in those first couple months of being an ambassador that she couldn't afford the products. But you better believe she was working hard. She was working hard getting preferred customers so that $100 would go through. And she was building a team. And she started ranking rather quickly, and just having an income coming in, and just I remember her saying, "Oh my gosh, Bridget, people are calling me and thanking me for sharing Plexus with them because it's changed their lives." And that is what Rossie feeds off of. She loves helping others, and so that's why she's doing great in this business, because of her love for people. And I love seeing you just shine. This is where you're meant to be. I truly believe you were born to do this. And so thank you for sharing your story. And I really believe that, we say this all the time, you know, if we can do it, you can do it. I really believe there is no excuses. Rossie just crushed all those excuses. So really, I believe that if Rossie can do it, anyone can do this business.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say one more thing. I feel so blessed and so fortunate to know that God has used Plexus as a tool to bless our family in this way, and to bring us so many friends and teams and whatever. All this is for His glory and for His kingdom, and for
Amen.
raising our kids and all of that. And I'm so thankful that, you know, and just so humbled, like, who am I, you know? So I'm so happy, and just had to put that in there. So.
Yes, I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and amen. It's all for His glory.
Yes.
We would not be even here.
So true.
All right, Rossie, I will talk to you later. Love you, friend.
Love you. We'll talk to you later.
Congratulations. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.